What's going on, everyone? It's Sebakar from Rummy Gaming, and I really didn't want to leave you guys hanging today from streaming because I know I streamed Rocket League and I didn't finish the stream. So I decided to do something epic. I decided to turn off the annoying audio and get Coast to Coast map. And this is it, Coast to Coast map. It looks cool. Looks like they had a lot of stuff in Kansas that they did. A lot in Kansas, holy shit. And Texas, oh my. But no Cactus, Texas. I'm disappointed. I know this trucker YouTuber I watch, goes to Cactus on occasion. But yeah, let's go see how these cities are kind of, I don't know, developed really. Also, before we get started, I do want to do something that I've been doing best instead, just so you get like the best route out of things. Like we're gonna take that. Looks like we're gonna go across boring state of Wyoming. At night.
Drive safe.
Ah, shoot. Sorry. We gotta go to service.
Recomputing.
I don't feel like driving or teleporting at night, so this is the best we got. Alright. Let's do some repair real quick before... And now we are ready to hit the road. But what's wrong with the... Oh my god, I just realized like the graphics are on like, oh my god. Do you want to keep the set? Yeah. Alright. That was the problem. The graphics. I was trying to put it on save mode to download something else, which didn't work. Alright, without further ado, let's get hauling.
Turn left.
Alright. We are on the interstate. We are on the road. I don't know what's still wrong with all the graphics, but... Everything's pretty much on Ultra. I don't know what the problem is.
Get ready to turn left.
Why does the sound sound a lot different?
Turn left.
Oh, well, I'm on a different truck as well. The Mac Anthem might not be as, versed in audio. This truck is struggling. What the frick? Why is this thing struggling? I really don't get why this thing is struggling. Come on, let's go where no man has gone before. Why is my truck in 10th gear? Going up a hill. 10th gear, really?
Stay right, then turn left. Turn right.
Alright, onto the interstate. Let's get out of the base map.
Stay left.
Alright, we are very much struggling to get out of Salt Lake City, though. I don't know what all that braking was about, though.
Stay right, then exit right.
Alright, let's see how they've done with the mapping in Coast to Coast. But first, we gotta get out of base, well, not base map, but you know what I mean. Get out of SCS territory and into Coast to Coast territory. So that's what we're doing right now. We're trying to get out of base and just get into Coast to Coast. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Nebraska. So let's get our ass to Nevada. I mean, Nebraska. Holy sh... Nebraska. That's where we're going today. Nebraska. Oh, come on. Come on, get past me, my dude. Or not. Alright. If that's gonna be how it is. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. We're struggling up here. We are struggling. How much does this pay? 11,000, that's it? Freaking Wasatch Valley hills are killing me. In this Volvo. Come on. We're almost out of base. I mean, we're almost out of SCS. Damn, holy shit. Alright, we're going where no man has gone before. Straight, not to the right. Alright, let's go. We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. Oh, damn it. Oh god, I already see just nothing. This is how it looks to be driving through this area. Oh my god, it's so empty. There's nothing out here. It's 80 miles an hour speed limit through here now. Although we could probably go faster, because I mean, who's gonna stop us? Where are we? In the freaking city? Lol. No, we're not. And once you leave Salt Lake City, there's not a really big metropolitan area until you hit Omaha. I mean, there's like, I think Cheyenne's along this, but Cheyenne's like nothing. Omaha is generally the next city. And we're not even gonna hit that. We're going to Ogallala. Are we even in... We should be in Wyoming at this point. And then it's... Yeah, Cheyenne. And then Ogallala. Yeah, Omaha there. And then, yeah, 29 goes up there. 29 abruptly ends there. You can't get 35 there for some reason. Like I said, Kansas and North Texas. And then you have the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And then you have, like, Houston at a dead end. You have, like, these. These are, like, some borders. Although it looks like, you know, you don't have one here. You don't have them around here either. So just Salina. Oh, Salina, Kansas, because there's Salina in Utah, and there's Texarkana, yeah, okay. Florida's kind of pathetic. There is the Florida's Turnpike, though, which is kind of interesting that they even added that, honestly. It's really interesting. And then they have, like, okay, yeah, most of the Northeast isn't even complete yet. Like, this is, like, for New York, you can't even, like, get anywhere. You have to, like, go here, and 87 is not realistic. There's no Tappan Zee Bridge or anything. And then, like, there's just 95, and then there's 91, which goes, like, nowhere. And then Burlington is the only city up here. And then, but if you want to get, there's no, like, crossroads through, like, these other states. In fact, the man does not even exist. It's just 95 through some barrenness, just a tiny little road connected into Philadelphia. They seem to get the turnpike extension right, the one that goes into 78. But they didn't get anything else. And there's no, like, Scranton, no office vibes, no... And then, well, this kind of just looks barren as it is in real life, really, for being honest. And, well... Montana, they seem to have gotten that pretty good down. Not sure what's going on there. Michigan's very lacking, no Upper Peninsula. Yeah, this map's kind of interesting. Like, Greensboro's like just a little patch. You have like Rocky Mount, you have like all of 95, but 95 is kind of lacking. I don't know, and I know Miami's copy and paste. I'm not sure, I'm not sure. It's gonna take another 10 hours for us to get across the state of Wyoming. Although, unfortunately, it doesn't recognize we went into a different state, so it's still treating it as if we're in Utah, even though we're not in Utah. So, is there, like, nothing? There's one city in Wyoming. This should be Sheridan, but there is none, of course. And this is where, Mount Rushmore. Otherwise, like, this entire area is just, like, completely deserted. One city in Wyoming, the rest of the state... they even did a better job, honestly, in Colorado. They didn't get, like, some of the cities around here, like Cortez or Durango or Silverton, but they did a pretty good job there. This area, I'm not sure, but there's no, like, connection there. South Texas is obviously lacking. I don't know, but we're not going to get anywhere if we keep staring at that map. So I better... go as fast as possible along this really deserted stretch of interstate. Come on, we gotta go faster than this. But we're already in 17th gear. Oh my God, does it ever end? I was interested in trying out Coast to Coast, but this is not what I signed up for. This kind of barrenness. All this cool stuff in the map, and I got stuck with, like, the most boring frickin' road in the entire map. And believe me, Interstate 80 in certain parts is really, really boring. Yeah, still the Utah license plates. These guys still haven't moved on to anything else. Oh no, I think I saw a Wyoming plate there. I think I see Wyoming plates. Yes. Although, as I've said, we are still hauling great lengths across this state. I don't know why I just threw myself into this mess of driving across this damn state, but I did, so yeah. on. Starting to get light out. As we come towards the sunlight. Oh, I see the day. At least we won't be driving through a lot of these areas at night completely. We're gonna get some daylight out of this. Out of this boring drive across the state. Still waiting for the sun to peek a little more out of the horizon though, just so I can get some better photographs or screenshots. Whoa, what the hell? Bro, weird shit happening in the middle of the well, not the middle of the night, but at night, of course. It does feel like, though, that we're just driving and there's just nothing around, and it's frustrating me because I did this on a whim. If I had planned this stream out a little bit, you know, I probably would have been a little more prepared for what I had in store, but I'm doing this after just a long day of, well, doing nothing, but still it's been a long day of doing nothing, so. That's that. Sun is starting to peek out. Me wanting to go 80 miles an hour on the interstate. Truck. Best I could do is 54. 552. I'm alone on the interstate. Well, I'm not alone, but there's nothing around. Oh, this is really frustrating. It's not frustrating. Come on, I've gotten through bigger stronger things. I've done games of where I did an entire stream where I didn't win a single game, and I played like 20 games and I didn't win a single one of them, and I had to delete the stream because I got too mad at the end. I made it through that. And that time where I don't actually know. That time when I struggled to do the every country challenge in Euro Truck, I was struggling around that second hour and rounded towards that third hour, but I didn't give up. I persevered and continued on with it. And we can do that here. Drive across the boring state of Wyoming to Nebraska, where there will be a couple towns to explore. And all that goodness. Oh, that sun's bright though, right in my vision there. And thankfully, this is gonna also contribute to my prime logistics, my prime logistics camage for the month. So, I mean, I already have like 9,000 caves in there. I'm only really have to drive like 1,000, but this still contributes towards that big number that appears on their website. Are there like other garages? Nope, that's... I know, we just have that one. So you can't like see where... Are they like discoverables in certain places? Like, is there one in like Denver? There is one in Denver. What is that? Is that like a toll road or something? But yeah, we're still continuing. I doubt we're going to be seeing any school buses, and if I do, I'm going to wonder what's wrong with them, honestly. Going on a trip on a long, boring, useless road like this. It's not useless though, actually. It does contribute to a lot of small communities. This road also contributes to truckers carrying cargo that can't be flown. It carries people on road trips. It does a lot for the economy. So, I mean... And like I said, and like I've said a lot, I'm just not about those like really big freeways that are just unnecessarily big. I just really don't get some of them, honestly, because they're just so unnecessarily big. It's like, well, the freeways, they're so wide that and then half the lanes don't even get used half the time. And it's like, well, you know, what's the point in having 6 lanes if, you know, you're gonna have like 1 car per lane? I don't know. Bruh, I'm gotta do a better job at maneuvering here as we come into sunrise out here in the middle of nowhere, Wyoming. There's even a town in Wyoming that has like 1 person living in it. Although there's towns in other states like that, so don't think that Wyoming's the only one that has a town like that. Because I think even like Nebraska and Kansas have towns like... Maybe not Kansas, because Kansas is a little more populated, I think, than Nebraska, but... Or, well, more like dense. Not dense like New York dense, but they do have a lot of towns packed in that state. Nevada, I think, is a little more spread out. Maybe besides like Omaha and stuff. Well, Kansas is pretty boring, though. But yeah, this is Wyoming, everybody. Someone one time asked me, if you could delete one state, what would it be? And it was like Wyoming or Idaho. And, okay, actually, no. First, they asked me by mistake, instead of saying Idaho, they was like, okay, which state would you get rid of, Wyoming or Iowa? And I was like, Iowa. And he's like, what do you freaking mean, Iowa? Wyoming is more boring than Iowa. And I'm like, not really. I think Wyoming's kind of has a little more beauty than Iowa. Generally, I think Iowa does have a lot more cities than Wyoming, but in general, I still think Wyoming has like beauty and all that. And I don't think Iowa really captures that well. And I think more people generally will visit Wyoming than Iowa. So I'd say get rid of Iowa. But then he's like, no. And then one of my friends was like, oh shoot, I just realized I meant to say Wyoming or Idaho. Now that's a little more difficult, because let's take a look here. There is a place called Yellowstone, and Yellowstone's about here, and it's in Wyoming, and there's little in Idaho as well, or Montana. And I think is it Montana? I'm not sure, but one of those states. Idaho has beauty, I believe. Idaho, Wyoming. It's got Yellowstone, but Idaho, it's got like Glacier, or is that in Montana? I'm not sure. It's got Glacier, it's got a lot of windy roads, mountains. Whereas Wyoming, there's just a lot of this. So I would get rid of Wyoming over Idaho, despite Wyoming having like Jackson Hole, Old Faithful, Yellowstone. I think Old Faithful is in Yellowstone though. Now, I've only been in Wyoming. I've never been to Iowa. I may have flown over Iowa a couple times, but I've never I've never touched the ground in Iowa. I've been in Wyoming. I've never been to Idaho. So do keep in mind it's completely subjective. Because I haven't been to Iowa or Idaho. I haven't been to either of those states. I've been to 27. I've been to, I think, 26 or 27 states. Iowa and Idaho are not on that list. I could go off naming those states the states I've been to, and might do that in a bit, but not right now. But yeah, just letting you know. Now, if you want to know how many states I've been to, and how I came up with 26 or 27. 27 is counting a layover in Denver. Or if you wanted to count my small detour into Washington or whatnot. But let's see. So I'm going to count off the states. So I live in the state of Connecticut. So that's one state. I've been in this state. I was born in New York State. That's two states. I was born in New York State. Now I live in Connecticut. That's two states. And when I was about, I forget how old I was really young though. My parents took me to the state, or while I was young, I would go, I don't know, my family took me, I'm sure we went into Massachusetts and New Jersey, so that's 4 already. Massachusetts and New Jersey. My family also took me on a plane trip to Utah because that's what we did. So that's 5. That's 5. And then you gotta include some trips to Vermont. Let me go alphabetically, because honestly, it's getting kind of hard to pinpoint this kind of deal by just looking. So let's look at it alphabetically. Generally, I know the states alphabetically. Hold on, we're starting to get into some greenery here. Let's go through them in alphabetical order. I've never been to Alabama, never been to Alaska. Alaska, never been to Arizona, never been to Arkansas. I have been to California. I went there, I went to, I believe it was Oceanside, and I think I saw Disneyland too. This was when I was really, really young, though. That's California. Colorado, you can only count if you count my layover there. That's 2. Connecticut, I lived there. That's 3. Delaware, I've passed through, and I also ate dinner there a few months ago on my way back from North Carolina. That's 4. Florida, I went there on a road trip, and I went to Disney World there one time. That's 5. Would be Florida. Now, I've driven through Georgia, and I haven't done anything, but that still counts. That's 6. Never been to Hawaii, Georgia, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, never been. Illinois, I went to Chicago. That's 7. Indiana, I drove through, and yeah, that's about it. I drove through, and I think I stopped at a rest area or something on the turnpike. That's 8. Iowa, never been. Kansas, never been. Kentucky, never been. Louisiana, never been. Maine, I went there last summer. That's 9. Maryland, I went to Baltimore. I visited Baltimore. That's 10. Maryland. Okay, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts. No, wait. Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts. Never been to. Wait. Oh, yeah. So we talked about Maryland. Massachusetts. I've been to Boston. I've been to Cape Cod. I've been to the Berkshires. That's 11. Massachusetts, Michigan. I've never been to Michigan. Never been to Minnesota. Never been to Mississippi. Never. I went to St. Louis in Missouri. So that's 12. Never been to Montana. Never been to Nebraska. Never been to Nevada. New Hampshire, I actually ate lunch there. That's 13. And I've also passed through there a couple times. New Hampshire. New Jersey, I went to a diner. I've seen friends, family there. That's 14. Never been to New Mexico, but like I said, I've been in New York State. I've done a lot in New York State. I've eaten there. I've gone to New York City. I've went on a state. I've been around a lot of places. That's 15. North Carolina, I went there. I've passed through there, and I also went there. I checked out Greensboro. That's 16. Never been to North Dakota. Passed through Ohio and actually had White Castle in Ohio, even though we do have one nearby. That's 17. Ohio is 17. Never been to Oklahoma. Just went to Oregon this winter. That's 18. Oklahoma, Oregon, and then Pennsylvania. I've passed through there. I've been to Philadelphia like 2 or 3 times. I've also been to the Poconos, and I've passed through there. That's 19. Rhode Island, I went there. I saw a school that I'm not interested in going into anymore. That I'm not interested in attending anymore, and I went to Newport when I was like 6. That's 20. South Carolina, I've passed through. That's 21. I'm not in South Carolina. Never been to South Dakota. Never been to Tennessee. Never been to Texas. Went to Utah. My parents have a timeshare, and I went skiing when I was really young, and I've checked out. And went to Arches one time. It was a miserable 4-hour drive from the city. That's 22. Texas, Utah, Vermont. Vermont! I stayed at Smuggler's Notch one time, and that's about it. That's all I've done in Vermont. That is 23. Virginia, I ate at a Raising Cane's in Virginia, and hold on a sec. I went to Monticello. I think I also saw George Washington's birthplace one time. That's 24. That's Virginia. Virginia. Washington, I got fuel in Washington. That's 25. West Virginia. West Virginia, I've actually passed through West Virginia. I haven't done anything, but I've passed through. That's 26. And then Wyoming, I went when I was on a Utah trip because why the hell not? And that is 27. So that's how I've been to 27 states. I should ask Kev how many states he's been to, unless he watched this stream and just commented that. but I can't check right now because I don't check chat while I'm driving, which is bad. I should, but I don't. So I wish I could, but it's not because I'm like making excuses, that I just don't know how to get the chat up here. Like I tried like putting like one of the scenes on OBS and I still haven't been able to figure out. The only thing I'd be able to do is like start streaming on Twitch, and I just don't feel like switching over to Twitch. So I just would rather just go on YouTube and just do some stuff. We're starting to gain some speed though. That's pretty good. We just left Wyoming. We're about to enter Nebraska. Hey, it's a pickup truck. We're starting to pick up a lot of speed here, which is good. But yeah, comment down below or chat in the YouTube chat. How many states have you been to in the United States of America? If you've been to the United States of... I can't talk. The United States of America. How many states have you been to? Have you been to more than 27 states? I asked this really, really small YouTuber that I watch, and he said he's been to 39. Oh my god, Home Arbor Day sign! Home Arbor Day, boys! And I already see trees. Yay, Arbor Day State, and I see trees. And that's the sign to go into Wyoming. This is pretty epic. We have now entered the Central Time Zone. Meaning instead of it being 11:25, it's now 12:25. Which is pretty cool. I took advantage of time zones when I went to Chicago. It was a 4-hour drive. We left at like 9:30 in the morning. Did we get to Chicago at 1:30, 4 hours later? No. We got there at 12:30 because we stayed in like Toledo or something, and then we drove across the time zone in Indiana, and well, Nebraska's not much more interesting than Wyoming. I think the only main difference is there's more trees here or something. I don't even know. I think we're starting to see some Nebraska plates. Yep, we're starting to see some Nebraska plates, which is pretty lit. Can't believe we just drove across an entire time zone. Keep in mind, Texas is in like 2. Texas separates the time zones. You enter in Central on the east, you got Mountain on the west, and by the time you're in in West Texas, you might as well be in the Pacific time zone. And if you're in East Texas, you might as well be in the Eastern time zone. I don't know why they don't call it the Atlantic time zone, but that might be because I think there's an Atlantic time zone or something out in one out in, I don't even know, maybe like in the Azores or something. Although I'm surprised they don't go by, like, I don't know, UTC or something. God, we're not, in terms of money, we have no money, meme. We're 64 miles out. We're about to merge in with 76 pretty soon. I love how, like, we're so in the middle of nowhere that, like, just the roads are just, like, patches of asphalt. That, like, you're able to see through, because in, like, cities, like, you have, like, concrete barriers and stuff. I don't know why we're struggling with such a puny little load, but I'm guessing that just means this truck really isn't able to haul much.
Steady left.
South Platte River. Oh, we're almost there, everybody. We've almost made it. Omaha's 351 miles. Yes, finally we have arrived in Ogallala.
Exit right. Get ready to turn left.
Ah, we have arrived. Oh, damn, White Kid!
ready to turn left. Turn left, and then turn left.
Oh my god. Alright, welcome to the rail export.
Turn left. This is where it ends.
Yes, some like it salty. What's the thing? What's up with the truck?
Let's go.
I think nearest shop is right here. Let's just go right across, like right down the road.
Turn left. Get ready to turn right. Turn right. Turn right. You have arrived at your destination.
What?
Your route guidance is now.
Wait, what? There's a frick lake out there. In the middle of Nebraska. I mean, I know they got several lakes out here in the Midwest. Honestly, this isn't even the Midwest. It's like the Great Plains at this point. You know, this doesn't really constitute as the Midwest anymore. No, I don't want to... it doesn't hurt. That's the engine we want. We're going to confirm the order. No, we're not. We're going to go get loan out through bank. We're then going to configure the truck. What? SCR exhaust. Is that like just a fancier exhaust? Probably. And then bank, go repay as much off as possible, and then go look for a job for next time. Doesn't even look like there's that many options. Not going to Seattle. Well, there's really only two real choices, honestly. All right, we'll take the job down to Shreveport. Could go to Texas, but I think we'll take the one to Shreveport. Doesn't really pay much more per mile. All right, we're going to take the job, and then I'm going to end the live stream. I thought this was just a fun addition to the whole, I don't know, though, why the gearbox is all, like, mixed up. Like, I shouldn't be in, like, 12th gear going, like, down a city street at, like, freaking, like, not even 30 miles an hour.
Turn then turn left.
Like, I'm gonna have to figure that out next time.
Turn left.
But for now, let's just grab our load and plan our route for next time. He blocked it off, of course. I'm gonna have to put this turn signal on. But of course, they don't recognize it as a road. So they don't recognize it as like this being an obstacle.
Finally, we are here.
Not quite. Come on, can someone just fucking let me in? That's it. Now, you know what? We're taking Cardinal Health for the, Cardinal Health in honor of the healthcare workers. I won't say essential workers because, like, as we all know, you know, it's not, you know, we're talking specifically health. So yeah, we'll take some Cardinal trailers. Got ourselves that Nebraska plates. And yeah, let's see what our route's gonna look like. It's gonna take us on US 83, directly out. I'm gonna take Lincoln Highway though, across McCook, and then we're gonna take it into Interstate 70, then 135, Salina, Wichita, Oklahoma City, 35, Denton, Dallas, Tyler, Shreveport. That's going to be an interesting one for next time. But that's for next time, everyone. For now, I'm logging off. I've loaned no money. But I hope you guys enjoyed that little stream. I will see you guys tomorrow for sure.